These days, it feels like Islamophobia is a socially acceptable form of bigotry. We just have to put up with it and smile. The nasty stares, the palpable fear when boarding a plane, the random pat-downs at airports that happen 99% of the time. It doesn't stop there. We have politicians reaping political and financial gains off our backs. Here in the US, we have presidential candidates like Donald Trump casually calling to register American Muslims and ban Muslim immigrants and refugees from entering this country. It is no coincidence that hate crimes rise in parallel with election cycles. Just a couple months ago, Khalid Jabara, a Lebanese-American Christian, was murdered in Oklahoma by his neighbor, a man who called him a filthy Arab. This man was previously jailed for a mere 8 months after attempting to run over Khalid's mother with his car. Chances are, you haven't heard Khalid's story, because it didn't make it to national news. The least we can do is call it what it is, a hate crime. The least we can do is talk about it, because violence and hatred doesn't just happen in a vacuum. Not long after coming back to work, I'm the senior on rounds in the hospital when one of my patients looks over at my colleague, gestures around her face, and says, "San Bernardino," referencing a recent terrorist attack. Here I am, having just lost 3 family members to Islamophobia, having been a vocal advocate within my program on how to deal with such microaggressions, and yet, silence. I was disheartened, humiliated. Days later, rounding on the same patient, she looks at me and says, "Your people are killing people in Los Angeles." I look around expectantly. Again, silence. I realize that yet again, I have to speak up for myself. I sit on her bed and gently ask her, "Have I ever done anything but treat you with respect and kindness? Have I done anything but give you compassionate care?" She looks down and realizes what she said was wrong, and in front of the entire team, she apologizes and says, "I should know better. I'm Mexican-American. I receive this kind of treatment all the time." Many of us experience microaggressions on a daily basis. Odds are you may have experienced it, whether for your race, gender, sexuality, or religious beliefs. We've all been in situations where we've witnessed something wrong and didn't speak up. Maybe we weren't equipped with the tools to respond in the moment. Maybe we weren't even aware of our own implicit biases. We can all agree that bigotry is unacceptable, but when we see it, we're silent because it makes us uncomfortable. But stepping right into that discomfort means you are also stepping into the ally zone. There may be over 3 million Muslims in America. That's still just 1% of the total population. Martin Luther King once said, "In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends." So what made my neighbor Neil's allyship so profound? A couple of things. He was there as a neighbor who cared, but he was also bringing in his professional expertise and resources when the moment called for it. Others have done the same. Larisha Hawkins drew on her platform as the first tenured African-American professor at Wheaton College to wear a hijab in solidarity with Muslim women who face discrimination every day. As a result, she lost her job. Within a month, she joined the faculty at the University of Virginia, where she now works on pluralism, race, faith, and culture. Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian demonstrated that not all acts of allyship need to be so serious. He stepped up to support a 15-year-old Muslim girl's mission to introduce a hijab emoji. It's a simple gesture, but it has a significant subconscious impact on normalizing and humanizing Muslims, including the community as a part of an us instead of an other. Editor-in-chief of Women's Running magazine just put the first hijabi to ever be on the cover of a US fitness magazine. What resources and expertise do you bring to the table? Are you willing to step into your discomfort and speak up when you witness hateful bigotry? Will you be Neil? Many neighbors appeared in this story, And you, in your respective communities, all have a Muslim neighbor, colleague, or friend your child plays with at school. Reach out to them. Let them know you stand with them in solidarity. It may feel really small, but I promise you, it makes a difference. Nothing will ever bring back Deah, Yusor, and Razan. But when we raise our collective voices, that is when we stop the hate. Thank you.